Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you guys how to make these freestanding lace ornaments using the PE535, it's the brother PE535 embroidery machine. So before I get started, please subscribe to my channel, please hit the thumbs up, please share my video as well. So this particular pattern is not one that I'm going to be linking or selling or anything, because this is one that's already inside a machine. So I'm just going to show you how to actually use this particular one, how to create these nice ornaments. And this is, you can use these as earrings too. You can size them down. So I am using water-soluble stabilizer, and I'll post the link in the description box. And I'm using a New Brother thread. So I want to mention for this demonstration, I will be using the same color top thread as well as the bobbin. And I'm going to show you why. So if you want to have an ornament that's hanging up, then if I use green here for the top bobbin, for the top thread, but then for the bobbin, I used white. So when you flip it over, you can see all that white. You can see here, I did all white, flip it over. Same here, but I used a variegated thread for this one. And then the bobbin was green. So then I intentionally used two different color threads. I used the variegated for the top, the red and black, and then for the bottom, I used the variegated green and white. So I thought that looked pretty cool. So just keep in mind, when you make these, whatever color the bobbin is, it will show through. So for this particular demo, I'm going to be using the same color bobbin thread. I'm using the New Brother embroidery thread. And it comes like this. This is all variegated thread here. And the color that I'm going to be using is M-003. So I already have the bobbin already inserted in the machine. I'm just going to go ahead and just thread the machine. Now, one of the things that I will mention is my tension on my machine is set to 4. I left it on exactly how the factory had it set. I didn't mess with any of the tension, and I don't have any intentions on messing with any of the tension on the machine. Unless I really have to, then I'll, of course, have to discover more about that. But from the research that I did do about this machine, it's recommended that you just leave the tension alone and leave it on the manufacturer settings. So I have the machine threaded. I always lower the pressure foot when I thread it. It's just easier for me. So I'm going to show you how to insert your hoop. How to put your fabric into the embroidery hoops. So I'm using water-soluble stabilizer, and I'm just going to take 2 pieces of it. I don't have my scissors, so I'll just rip it. So I have to loosen the embroidery hoop a little bit. And this is the inner ring that goes inside. So you have an arrow here, and you just need to make sure you have the arrow towards the opposite side, facing upward. So if your hoop has an arrow, it lets you know where to line the arrow, but arrow needs to be facing up with these little ridges here on the inside facing downward. Arrow needs to be facing the opposite side of the actual ring adjustment. So the ring needs to be facing, of course, with the lip, where the dip is facing this way. Lay your stabilizer in. And actually, I can just take this stabilizer and just fold it in half. Just save that piece. Okay. So, make sure I have everything neat here, everything even. Then I take the inner lip, inner ring, press it into the actual embroidery hoop. So I just give everything a tug while I'm pressing down. Just slight tug just to make sure there's no wrinkles. Now if you're using any kind of fabric with the stabilizer, you'll still do it the same way you lay everything in. So I have everything here in the right way. So I'm just going to tighten the ring. Okay. And it's just like a drum almost. And I just like to give it a little tug just to make sure. So now we're going to put this into the machine and move the machine forward so you guys can get a good view. So let me just turn the machine off and back on. So when you first turn your machine on here, you're going to get a notice on the screen to tell you to make sure you don't have anything in the way of the carriage of the embroidery machine. So make sure you have your hands and everything cleared. So it tells you here, remove the embroidery frame, the carriage of the embroidery unit will move. Keep your hands and etc. away from the carriage. So we're going to press OK, and then the carriage here is going to move. It's going to adjust. So now I'm going to put the embroidery hoop onto the machine here. Adjustment. Okay, so you have these little notches here that will go into the slot. So I have the presser foot up. Okay, presser foot is up, just slide it under. And then I'm going to just slide that into the notches, and then it will snap. So I'm going to lower the presser foot for a second. Now, I see a lot of people do something that's really incorrect here. They're going in with their embroidery thread and trying to pull it through this little thread guide where the needle goes down into the presser foot. So this is all you have to do to make your life easy instead of trying to pull it with tweezers. Just push, make sure your presser foot is lower, and just press the scissor button. Okay, so it will thread the bottom as well as make sure everything is neat. So let's pull it a little so you can see. But I'm just going to press the scissor button. Okay, there we have it. So that's synced in the way it needs to be synced in. So now I'm going to bring you guys to the menu. Here, let me get you guys zoom in. So this is the menu for the Brother PE535. I'm not going to go into everything here. I'm going to upload a different video. But just for the sake of this design, this particular star ornaments, I'm going to show you the one that I used. So you're going to press this, you're in the main menu. If you're not in the main menu, just press this embroidery hoop here on the screen, on the panel here. And that will bring it back to the main screen. So I'm going to press this first little quilt patch icon. And we're going to scroll through the menus. So I'm going to scroll through. And then on my machine, it is design number 18 and 19. So I'm going to do 18 because I already have one in that color in 19. So I'll show you the one in 19, but here's 18. So I'm going to press it, hit set. And then you have all these different options, whatever's applicable to whatever design you're doing. You can move it, change the size, rotate it, and mirror it, to flip it or whatever. And then sometimes you do have different options such as stitch density and font edit, but this doesn't go to this. So I'm going to hit size here, and then you have the expand around all edges here. So I'm going to press this button to just make sure everything's spanned out around all four sides of this image evenly. I'm going to span it as far as I can. So I'm using the 4x4 loop because this is what my machine basically does. So after I do that, hit in edit, I am going to hit the rotate frame button. So the rotate frame button here. So what this does is it's going to move your frame around, show the area that your machine is actually going to be embroidering. So, you know, to make sure everything's being embroidered in the right place. So if you hit this button right here, it will automatically move the frame around to show you your area that it's going to be embroidered, just to make sure it's in the right area. So let's pull that thread all the way through. Okay, so I'm gonna hit OK. I'm gonna hit embroidery here. It's gonna bring up an icon screen here. We'll go into more later, but I'm not worried about the color thread because I know I'm using just one color. I don't need to, that's what he said. But I'll show you here, there's 26 minutes left. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lower the presser foot down. And once I lower the presser foot, this icon right here will turn green. And then we'll just hit it. And it will begin to embroider. So as the machine is embroidering, it will show you on the... So as the machine is embroidering, it will show you the actual stitch count remaining and what stitch it's on. These little things are very helpful, especially if your bobbin starts to run out in the bottom of the machine, you know what stitch number you're on. You'll be able to write that down and keep track of where you are. But in the full tutorial on how I have to use the machine is coming, you'll understand more about that stuff. But this is gonna go for 26 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this go. I'll be back once this is complete, and then I'll show you how to get it out of the hoop and how to soak it and everything. So the machine is finished embroidery. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK. Then I'm going to hit the scissors here. And I'm gonna put the presser foot, take this off. Looks really nice. And you see we use the same color thread for the top and for the bobbin. Looks really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some water and so I'm gonna go ahead and just pop this out of the frame. Now let's have some warm water. Just gonna soak this in. Works really good with warm water. It just dissolves. Shake it around. Make sure it's really out. Now I'm gonna let that soak for about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna dry. See, this is so cool. Look at that. Really nice. So I like to let them dry. You know, if you want to use something like raffia or some kind of thread or yarn, you can put that through the top of it, and you can use that as your hanger, or you can find some metal ornament hooks. You know, you can customize them. You know, add some glue on there, glue some beads on there, shake it and glitter. That's a nice little way to make your own little ornaments if you're using this machine. I have some more tutorials coming soon, so please be on the lookout. Please hit the thumbs up and share this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.